Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I know I have been MIA to say the least, but you know, life is crazy. Everyone deals with their own stuff. I really want to dedicate myself fully to this channel and to my Instagram, and I feel like right now, until I'm done with school, I cannot do that. So I feel like I've just been waiting until I can dedicate myself fully. But I did find some extra time, and I really wanted to make a spring list. So yeah, so today I'm doing my top favorite, or my favorite niche fragrances for spring. I probably will be doing a separate designer list, but yeah, I don't even know how many I have here, but it is going to be from like least to favorite. I love all of these. Some I do wear more than others. I am going to be doing a note breakdown. I'm not going to be talking super in depth about each. It's not going to be like an individual review of each. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see any more videos like this. I will try and keep this short. I apologize if it goes a little long, because you know, a girl can talk. So I am going to be looking over here because I have my notes, like all the notes on the notes, on my laptop. So first off, we're gonna start with some honorable mentions. I don't know why, but I feel like if I don't have a full bottle of a fragrance, I can't include it in the list. It's just me, it's just the way I work. But here are 3 honorable mentions right here. So the first one is Encens from Rag & Bone. This is a really beautiful fragrance. It is like incensey, but it's a very light, wearable incense. And it's kind of soapy. It's very clean. It's a very clean incense. So I definitely recommend this. And I have been meaning to get a full bottle of this for quite a while, actually. Then we have Philosophos from Diptyque. This is beautiful. Everyone loves this. It's fig, and I get a lot of coconut out of this. At first, when I smelled this, it reminded me of Santal 33, which looking back is a little weird, but it does have woods. There are woods in this. And I don't know, something about it reminded me of Santal 33. It doesn't smell similar, but it has a similar kind of vibe. So definitely like Philosophos for spring and summer even. And then we have Kilian Vodka on the Rocks. Now, I have loved this scent for so long, but guys, like, Kilian fragrances are so expensive, and it's gonna take everything out of me to purchase a full bottle of Kilian. But for now, I will do with a decant. I have used this once, but I have loved this from the moment I smelled it. And it is just, it's so fresh. It is very masculine, but I like that kind of smell, and especially in like the high heat. This is great for summer, but I'm just really excited to wear it for spring. So Kilian Vodka on the Rocks. Okay, so those are my honorable mentions. Now we're gonna start my list. So the first one, this is gonna go in order from like the ones that I wear the least to the ones that I wear the most. And actually in this list, the top, like the #1 spring fragrance that I have is like my current all-time favorite fragrance. And I honestly don't think I could live without it. So let's just get into this. So the first fragrance on my list is Labdanum 18 from Le Labo. So I'm just gonna bring my laptop over here so I can read. So notes in this fragrance, obviously labdanum, castoreum, civetta, musk, vanilla, birch, resins, cinnamon, patchouli, balsam, and tonka bean. So this fragrance was kind of an impulse buy. And when I first got it, I kind of regretted it. But as I've worn it, because Le Labo you can't return because it's customized. So it has my name on it. Like, I can't return it. But as I got it and I started to wear it, my appreciation for it grew because it's really quite beautiful. It is sweet, but it's not like a sickly, sugary kind of sweet. It's a skin kind of sweet, which I guess could come from the vanilla, the resins, and the tonka. But the first thing that this reminds me of a very animalic kind of musk. So if you're into that, definitely go for Labdanum 18. It is very powdery, but I'm actually really glad that I have it in my collection because I don't have anything else like this. It's very unique, and I feel like it definitely helps to round out my collection. So Labdanum 18. Next, we have Myth from Ellis Brooklyn. So notes in this one are bergamot, ambrette, cassis, orchid, pink lotus, jasmine, patchouli, musk, and white cedar. This fragrance is for someone who doesn't really like to wear fragrance or is nervous to wear fragrance around other people because you don't want to offend someone else. This one is very modest, it's very light, and it's very inoffensive. But the Hydra Parfum, it does last a really long time on the skin. So it's also just very effervescent. Like that's the word that comes to mind when I smell this. It's just effervescent and bubbly. So if you're interested, almost lost it. If you're interested in Myth Hydra Parfum or regular, the spray, definitely check it out. If you're interested in something just light and fresh for spring. Next, we have another Le Labo because if you know me, you know that my favorite fragrance house is Le Labo. So this is tried and true. This is Santal 33. I know, I just had to put it in my spring list because this is honestly like an all year round kind of fragrance. It can be worn in any weather pretty much. So Santal 33 notes, and just as like a little asterisk, Le Labo fragrances, like you can't really find a true breakdown of notes because they kind of keep their note breakdown kind of locked up and, very secret. So you can never really find a true breakdown of notes for Le Labo fragrances. Also, when you see the name of the fragrance, so Santal is the main note in the fragrance, and then 33 is the number of ingredients in the fragrance. So there are 33 notes in this fragrance. So I'm not going to read you 33 notes, just the main notes. So in here we have sandalwood, Virginia cedar, cardamom, violet, papyrus, leather, amber, and iris. So Santal 33 is sandalwood. To me, it is sandalwood, violet, and I guess sometimes I could get the leather, but honestly, most of the time, I really just smell the sandalwood and the violet. It's interesting because when this dries down on my skin, it is vanilla and musk, and it is really beautiful, and I absolutely adore it. Obviously, those notes are not listed in this note breakdown, but that's just how it dries down on my skin. And obviously, it's different on everyone. But if you like woody fragrances, definitely check out Santal 33. It is hyped up, but I think it's worth the hype. It's a great diverse and all year round kind of fragrance. You can wear it anywhere, anytime, for any occasion. So I definitely recommend Santal 33. Okay, next we have a fragrance that I don't think I've ever talked about, and it's not really widely spoken about in the fragrance community. This is Get a Room from Confessions of a Rebel. So in here we have apple tree, mandarin, cypress, vanilla, and clary sage. Story time. I got a vial of this from Scentbird and I didn't like it. So I gave it to my best friend, and she was helping me move one day and she passed by me and I smelled the most amazing scent trail on her. And I was like, oh my God, what are you wearing? And she goes, oh, I'm wearing that scent that you gave me. And I was like, all right, we need to revisit this. So I bought a bottle, obviously, because what else would you do? So this fragrance is interesting because when you smell it at first and when you first spray it, it is very floral. And I do smell the apple tree and the cypress, but the dry down is 100% vanilla. I guess I could get some clary sage off the top, but it is floral in the beginning, but the dry down is like a beautiful floral vanilla, and it is unique. It is very unique. So if you're someone who likes florals and likes vanillas, this is like if a vanilla and a floral had a baby. That's what Get a Room would be. So I would definitely recommend this for spring. It's not like too pungent, it's not too floral, and it's not too vanilla. It's like perfectly in the middle, and it's not too sweet either. It's like, honestly, it's not really sweet at all. It's just vanilla, without the sweetness, which I really appreciate. So definitely check this one out. Okay, so going from not really sweet to extremely sweet, this is Lavande Trianon. I apologize for the fingerprints on this bottle. Yeah, it is used. So this fragrance, the breakdown on this fragrance, this is from Lancome, by the way. The breakdown on this is caramel, lavender absolute, Madagascar vanilla, provincial lavender, and warm milk. So this fragrance is lavender, vanilla, and warm milk. It is exactly that note breakdown. And I remember watching Demi Rawlings' review on this fragrance, and she said that it was like, it reminded her of a lavender cookie, like a lavender sugar cookie soaked in warm milk. And that's exactly what this smells like. But the thing that I like about this fragrance is it's not overpowering, like it's not too sweet to the point where if it gets a little hot in the afternoon, it's gonna choke you out. The way that the lavender and the vanilla and the milk work in this fragrance, it grounds it enough so everything is balanced out. So the lavender brings down the sweetness quite a bit. And it's beautiful. And it's beast mode. It really is beast mode. So if this sounds like your jam, definitely check it out. It's expensive, but it's worth it. So yeah, and a little bit goes a long way. So definitely check out Lavande's Trianon from Lancome. Okay, so next we kind of have like a twofer. I wanted to present these two together because one of them is technically a layering fragrance, but it can be used as its own perfume. So this is from Dead Cool, another one of my favorite fragrance houses. So the first one is fragrance number 5, also called Spring. This one The note breakdown is bergamot, cedar, star anise, geranium, incense, lemon, oak moss, patchouli, and vetiver. Everything I get in this fragrance is cedar, incense, oak moss, patchouli. It is a very earthy fragrance, but in an uplifting way. The way the lemon and vetiver work in here keeps it from like being too earthy, like being dirty, if that makes any sense. It's really an interesting fragrance, and I really love it. Not interesting in a beautiful way. The first time I wore this, I tried it on at Urban Outfitters years ago, and then I went back to my job, like just minding my own business. And the entire day I was smelling this, like the most beautiful scent. The way that this changes on the skin, like I can describe it out of the bottle, but the way that this changes on skin, it has to be experienced. I can't even begin to describe it. It has to be experienced. So this is Dead Cool fragrance number 5, also called Spring. And obviously I had to include this in my list because it's my list for spring. So come on. All right, and the other one I have from Dead Cool is probably in my top 3 favorite fragrances of all time, whether it's the oil or the spray. The spray actually just came out, so this is Dead Cool Milk. It's also used as a fragrance layering oil or fragrance layering spray. So notes in this, very simple, amber, bergamot, and musk. And if I could smell like this for the rest of my life, I would take it. Like, I really would. The amount of compliments I get from something so simple is so insane. And if I am in a bad mood and I put this fragrance on, like completely just 180. I am happy day, didn't even remember I was in a bad mood. It's one of my favorites and I cannot live without it. So this is Dead Cool Milk. Okay, next we're getting to our top 3. So this is the number 3. So this is from the brand Thomas Kosmala, and this is number 7, Le Sel de la Terre. So I have talked about Thomas Kosmala fragrances before, but this one I don't think I have, and that's because I've been saving it for summer. I also sometimes don't like to use fragrances because I like to keep them new, but that's stupid because what's the point of having a fragrance if you're not going to use it? So before I even smell it, like this to me is just, it's like lemon seltzer with musk in the background. Oh my God, it smells so good. So the notes in this one are bergamot, Italian lemon, fresh marine, aqua, fresh floral, fresh wood, and musk. So it's very watery. It's very lemony, like squeezed a fresh lemon in here. And this, as soon as it got like above 50 degrees outside, I started putting this on because this, I think, would be absolutely amazing in the summer, but even in the spring, because of the way the musk works in this, it doesn't have to be like steaming hot outside. It can be a little chilly, but this still is just so beautiful on the skin. So if you're really into citrus and like much lighter, more effervescent scents, similar to Myth, definitely check out Le Sel de la Terre from Thomas Kosmala. Okay, number 2, we have Eau Fraiche from Gallagher fragrances. So I got a sample of this when I picked up some other fragrances from him, and I was blown away. I sprayed one spray on my skin and I was sniffing my arm the entire day. The way it changed and just morphed was just crazy to me. So the notes in this one are black currant, Concord grapes, dried tobacco leaves, sandalwood, orris butter, and ambergris. So Daniel Gallagher, he really wanted to create a tobacco fragrance for spring and summer. And I totally appreciate that, because only someone like Daniel Gallagher would think to do that, because he's just a genius. And he created exactly what he wanted to. At least that's what I think. I mean, this is the perfect tobacco fragrance for spring. It's very grapey off the top, like somewhat medicinal. I think the way that the grapes and the tobacco leaves play, and the black currant, I think the way that they play together in the beginning is somewhat medicinal, but as this dries down, something green comes in. I feel like it's like the stem of the tobacco leaves, and then the orris butter, it just becomes so buttery and green, and the ambergris, and it just, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, so if you like tobacco, normally in like, you know, whether it be winter scents or whatnot, if you are a fan of tobacco fragrances, you must check this out. So this is Eau Fraiche from Gallagher Fragrances. All right, we are here at our number one favorite, or our top favorite niche fragrance for spring. This is also my current favorite fragrance of all time. Can you guess? Like, I'll just give you like a second, like pause the video, see if you can guess. All right, that's it. So it's another Le Labo, and it is Bay 19. Now, when I first heard that they were coming out with another fragrance, I was really excited, because they don't have releases that often. So I read up on it, and it basically said that the goal of this, or the story behind this, is that it smells like petrichor. Petrichor is the smell of concrete after it rains. So I was very intrigued, because I was like, how can you make a fragrance that smells like that? And some people were also saying that it basically just smells like water. And I'm like, why am I gonna spend that amount of money on a fragrance that smells like water? Like, what does water even smell like? All right, notes: dried juniper berry, patchouli, green leaves, ambrosian, and musk. Guys, it smells like water. And I don't know how, but it's amazing. And I want to wear this 24/7, but she expensive. Oh my God. Okay. So I was reading some reviews, and a lot of people were saying how this is like a patchouli bomb. I do get the patchouli, but I don't think it's a patchouli bomb, because yes, it does smell earthy and it does smell like wet ground, but it's not in like a typical patchouli, like hippie kind of way. It's very watery and very crisp. And you guys have to smell this. Like, you guys really have to smell this. It smells like petrichor, but better. And in the beginning, it smells a little bit more sweet, I guess you could say. But then once it gets on your skin, and you have to be careful, because you could definitely overspray this. Like, I know I'm saying it smells like water, and like, how can you overspray water? But like, this can get a little cloying if you overspray it. And I'll tell you why. Because it is a little sweet, and I think that's from the juniper berry. But once this like sits on the skin, after like maybe 20 minutes, after 20 minutes of this being on the skin, it does not change. It stays the exact same for like the next 12 hours. It does not move. The scent does not change whatsoever. And it's just this beautiful, watery, earthy, but crisp and light kind of smell, and it is just amazing. So Bay 19 from Le Labo is my top favorite niche fragrance for spring. So you guys definitely need to check it out. I apologize that this video was very long. I haven't made a video in a while, and I just was very excited to talk about fragrance. But definitely hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. I will be coming back pretty soon with much more content. So once I graduate in May, I will be hitting this YouTube thing full force because I want to give it the attention it deserves. So like, comment, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram. I'll be posting some more stuff there soon. And yeah, have a good Saturday. Bye.